Good morning. Just taking Flea down to the garage finally. Where are we? We're in a car park. Nansen Hill. Nansen Hill is where we are. So let's head that way now. Driving west into Bonchurch. She's going into Bonchurch garage, which is her normal clinic, so to speak. Fingers crossed she'll come out relatively unscathed. Because I really don't have the money for an expensive operation, so to speak. Go around this way. Bonchurch shoot. I really must go to the... Is it the Bonchurch Inn? That's what it's called? Can't remember. Yeah, it must be Bonchurch Inn. Little pub down here. Very, very nice little pub that apparently does very, very nice food. Tell me in the comments section if you've ever been in there. Bonchurch Inn, that's what it's called. If only St Lawrence Inn still existed, I'd probably be a regular. Not for beer, but for coffee, especially if they had Wi-Fi and the odd plug point. Surprisingly busy. Well, 2 cars. Well, 1 van and 1 car. Bonchurch Inn, there it is. So I think today's trip to the garage will be diagnostic rather than a resolution, unless it's something obvious that they can just do there and then. We'll find out, won't we? Gonna leave her there for the day, Flea, and walk down into Ventnor Bay after I've dropped her off. That's the plan. Apparently the little cafe down here by the pond has reopened. Don't know how long it's been reopened for, but bumped into somebody who's working there. So we'll have to try and give that a visit. There's the garage. Is it open yet? Yes, it is, very much so. Let's put her just up here. Turn her around so it's easier for the garage. Excuse the over revving. Garage. Let's speak proper English. Let's compare that zoomed in to my iPhone mini, shall we? I'll drop in some iPhone mini footage now. So this is the heron on an iPhone 13 zoomed in. iPhone 13 mini. It's not bad, is it? let us now continue into Ventnor. Question is, which way to go? Do we go an inland route, or do we drop down to Monk's Bay? I think I'm going to drop down to Monk's Bay this time. I was going to go the other way, but let's be a bit more adventurous. I think it might be a bit blowy. Ooh, what's going on there? That was unexpected. Okay, let's switch you off and start again. That's better. So we are going up Shore Road now in Bonchurch. Always listening out for chiff-chaffs, willow warblers, goldcrest, firecrest. Actually, tree creeper, that's another species I've not seen in the Undercliff. Probably since I've, well, at least been doing this channel. Probably over a decade, probably 15 years since I last saw a tree creeper in the Undercliff. They must still be here, they can't have gone the same way as goldcrest. Which totally inexplicably I never see anymore. Well, I see the odd one, but what's on the menu of tasks for today? More mapping. I use a Land app, which is a mapping tool that a lot of land managers, farmers and countryside managers use to map out things out on farmland and what have you. So I'm going to be mapping woodland and streams today. Should be entertaining. Morning. Hi. So yeah, that's the main task. And obviously waiting by the phone to see what the diagnosis, prognosis, whatever the right word is for flea. See if she's going to make it out alive or if I'm going to have to go and buy a new van. Still on Shore Road, coming down to a little car park in a second. What's the time? It is 8:16. Probably about on schedule to get down to Bestie's for 9 o'clock. I'm not in a rush. The old Portland Heights Hotel, as it used to be, being built on the grounds of it, unfortunately. Can't walk through there anymore. Used to be able to. Or at least I've not tried to walk through there. Used to be lovely, those grounds for migrating birds, but it's kind of been ruined now by infill development. Shore Road car park. I used to park up here overnight occasionally, I don't anymore. Because as the rules on the thingy states, no overnight camping. That little blue sign below could not be clearer. No overnight camping. So don't get any ideas that you can camp overnight here, because you can't. Bonchurch Village Green. Turn the filter up a little bit. Yeah, the sky is a little bit less overexposed now. When I head in the other direction, we're kind of going east at the moment, down into Monk's Bay, and when I go in the other direction, I'll heading west. I'll probably turn the filter down. Oh, it's quite breezy. One thing I've noticed about this, the wind muff thingy on the mic mini, the DJI mic mini. Hang on, let me show you it. This little wind muff thing is too small, really, or it's not that effective in stronger winds. It's a great little microphone though. It's easily my favourite microphone at the moment. It's quite amazing. My digital minimalism, or my kit minimalism, my gadget minimalism, that's a better word, has failed completely. Trying to be a minimalist. And yet I now own 3 drones, believe it or not. This time last year I didn't own any. I have 3 different microphones, all high quality ones. Why I need 3 I don't know. I'm going to have to sell two of the sets of microphones I've got. I've got an iPad mini, an iPad Air and a MacBook Air. The MacBook Air is conked out almost completely now, so I need to replace that and the iPad Air. Try and trade those in and get a iPad Pro. Sorry, hang on. Yeah, so get rid of the MacBook and the iPad Air and swap those for a iPad Pro with a Magic Keyboard. So I'll never use a laptop again. Hopefully I'll just use the iPad Pro with a Magic Keyboard as my main computer, which will reduce the bulk. Not that it's bulky, but you know what I mean. I want to try and basically just have an iPad mini. I love the iPad mini. And then an iPad Pro without a MacBook and without a MacBook Air. Sorry, that's without a MacBook and without an iPad Air. The only thing I'm not sure about with the iPads is the video editing side of things. That's about the only use case for me. MacBook is video editing, and it doesn't do that very well now because it's very old. But just the interface is different when you're uploading videos and that. It's a very minor inconvenience. But I'm easily frustrated. Oh, here comes some waves. Hey, it was well predicted, wasn't it? A bit turbulent just here. Right, with any luck the toilet here is going to be open. I'm not going to show me going to the loo, you don't want to see that. Many people have asked how I go to the loo, but I'm not going to do a video on it because it's probably the same way that everyone else goes to the toilet. But I go in there, and that's all you're going to see. It's a nice little bay, this one, Monk's Bay. So the cloud above is fairly high and fairly thin. So with any luck, the sun will burn through and it'll be a nice day. We're going to walk west now. Talking of cafes, there obviously used to be one here. I really miss that. That would undoubtedly be a regular haunt of mine if it was still here. Somebody please find a little plot to have a little shed tea huts down here somewhere. That would be so nice, and probably pretty popular in the summer at least. The only slight factor counting against it down here is no parking. Well, there is parking at Shore Road, but you have to pay, so no free parking. Unless you park up at Bonchurch Pond and walk down, which is a very nice walk. Yeah, maybe restore one of these buildings as a cafe right next to the pottery, which is still very much in operation. There's Bonchurch Pottery. Oh, I've left my whole life in my car, so now is the time to remember the things that I've forgotten to bring with me for today. So I've got my laptop, which only works when it's plugged in. I think I got my iPad mini, but then again I may not have. Got sufficient plugs, leads, I've got the binoculars because they're around my neck, so I've not forgotten those. I've obviously got my little camera because it's in my hand. Yeah, hopefully I've got a new camera mount arriving today that is a neck mount, so I'll be able to mount this camera on my neck rather than holding it all the time, which will be better for me because I can hold my binoculars then. Whether it'll increase the bobbing. Yo, comes a runner. It's not walking to the runner. Just want to film these waves coming up. So over the last few years I've been telling myself I'm going to get back into running, which I used to do a fair amount of. And I bought these new running shoes, so-called barefoot running shoes. I've never really done it. To be honest, I quite like walking. And once you're past middle age, so I'm there now, middle aged, once you go past that, I think probably the damage you do with running might outweigh the benefits. Whereas walking like this, especially if it's uphill, I mean this is flat, so fairly boring, but I like uphill and downhill walking. That's probably one of the much more healthy exercises you can do, really. That and swimming, probably the two best exercises, I think, in terms of just general cardio. and probably leg strength as well with the walking. So probably what I'm going to take up is a little bit of hill running on the soft ground, so short runs on very steep hills, which I really enjoy, and then lots and lots of longer distance walking, all of which will be on video, so don't worry about that. This dog is either refusing now, he's being trained. That's very cool. You probably can't see him. Being trained to sit and wait. You wouldn't get Rusty doing that. Bless him. Rusty is his own free spirit, but he does love his people. Rusty being Abby's dog, Abby and Paul's dog, and Elsie and Maddie's dog, who lives at the tea hut on Ventnor Beach, Blake's tea hut. But yeah, he's a whippet, and he's like a little shadow when he's very mischievous. He's always got a mischievous look on his face, the way his ears go and his eyes and all that. So he's a very joyful little dog. And he always sticks with his person when he's having a walk off a lead. There's this dog, staying there and waiting. Oh, that's very cool. Gain control of the gimbal. Of these teasel heads. Seed heads. Should imagine the goldfinches have been down and stripped out the seeds by now. Traveller's Joy, Old Man's Beard. Yeah, thank you for the comment who told me, oh look, the flower of Old Man's Beard still there. There's a flower, and there's the seed head. Yeah, I think it's Russian vine, the person said, the commenter said. So I was kind of confused about a species of rambling plant that's rambling over a sycamore at Alma Road in Ventnor Bay. I kept calling it Old Man's Beard, but it isn't. And a commenter said, I think he said it's Russian vine, so thank you for that. Whereas what we just looked at definitely is Old Man's Beard, wild clematis. Traveller's Joy, Old Man's Beard, it's got various names. They're the ones that I know. I do love it when people comment on my videos, so keep doing that please. I'm not always prompt in replying, but I try my best. Yesterday was a really good day actually in terms of writing, so I've kind of, well yes, I was working on the last chapter of the book I've been working on, whereas prior to yesterday I'd been editing earlier chapters, so now it's all coming together. As soon as I get this last chapter finished, which will be today, I'll finish it today, then I'll go back through and start editing again and again and again and again, get it as clean as I possibly can, then I'll hand it over to my editor who works, she's just a young 'un who works in the cafe Blake's Tea Hut. She'll do the editing at a reasonable price, and then that one will go up. It's definitely going to be published by the end of this month, end of August. Don't even know what the date is, but there's 10, 11, 12 days left I think in August, so I've got that much time to finish it. It's a relatively leisurely pace. If I speed up a bit I'll get it done before then, assuming she can get the editing done, of course, which she can. It's a little Glanville Fritillary Nature Reserve. You're never going to be able to read that. Suppose you could pause it and try to read. Pause the video. I'll at least give you a fighting chance. I can't tell if that's in focus, but it's worth a try. Yeah, that enclosed area, that little Glanville Fritillary Nature Reserve, protects them from trampling, because they have their webs, and their caterpillars are all on the ground in webs, and if you walk over it you just squash them all, and the dogs running backwards and forwards obviously squash them inadvertently, the caterpillars. So the idea is just to provide a little sanctuary area, because otherwise the dogs just jump over into this area where there's also Glanville Fritillaries and people walk through it. So a way to protect the Glanville Fritillaries is just to have that small area that's kind of sectioned off so that people don't go in there. But of course people are now cutting the wire to let their dogs in there, because some dog walkers are morons. It's true. But it is dog walkers, because a few of them objected to the little enclosed area when it was first done. How's the time going? I should imagine it's about quarter to 9 now. Let's have a look on the watch clock. Can't see that, can you? It's 8:39 anyway. So I can slow down a little bit. So this is the Seapots Cafe, which I haven't been to this year. Much to my shame. It's a nice little cafe, this one. So Wheeler's Bay. There's absolutely no migrant birds today. No wheatears, no chiff-chaffs or willow warblers, nothing. I have kind of been looking. Not massively intently, but a little bit. These slopes here can often be quite good, just above the skate park. Well, it's not a bad little walk, is it? Bonchurch to Ventnor Bay, via Monk's Bay, Wheeler's Bay. Coming into the Ventnor Haven now, the harbour. Cheetah Marine, where they kit out the catamarans that are built elsewhere. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets.